Well, I tell you what, when it rains, it pours. Although in this case, it didn't rain, nor did it pour. Just nothing but good news the last day. It started out, well, actually, technically, it started off Sunday. Because the whole reason that I pushed to get done planting this last weekend was because it was supposed to start raining Monday, and it's supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think up till this coming Saturday. Well, Sunday the forecast changed. All the rain went away, and we had a slight chance Monday. Well, that slight chance Monday turned into nothing, a slight chance Tuesday. The slight chance Tuesday turned into nothing, a slight chance today. And the slight chance today is now over there and didn't drop a single drop of rain. And the last measurable rain we had was back on the 9th, and we only got a 1/10 out of that. And we were, I think so far for May, we've only had like 1.25 inches. And it all came like that first week. And we were dry before that, so that 1.25 inches got used up that quick. There was no reserve moisture left. And now our next chance of rain isn't until this coming Monday. And even that's only 40%, and then we get a chance Tuesday and a chance Wednesday, but those are both 30%. So unless we get a miracle, you might as well just count those as not gonna happen. And I was hoping it was gonna rain. I was hoping it was gonna rain Monday and then Tuesday and then Wednesday, because that field down there has a slight crust on it, and although most of the corn's made it through, some of it's struggling. So obviously I got the rotary hoe out. Plus some of that grass that was down there re-rooted, and I'm hoping that unlike last year where we had 10 inches of rain and I was trying to run that rotary hoe to bust the crust, but it was like running over concrete. This time the ground's still kind of fluffy, it's just got a little bit of crust on top, so hopefully that thing will actually do its job. Because that's actually what rotary hoes are meant for, is light weeding when you still have seedlings. Crust busting was just something the guys figured out they would do, but their primary role was for weeding. So hoping that works down there. But the other bad news we got just now happened, and it kind of stressed me out a little bit, is we just found out my little sister's in the hospital with bleeding in her stomach. Hopefully it's just an ulcer, but you never know. But mom's on her way down there this afternoon. So hopefully everything goes decent on that front, but unfortunately nothing I can do about it, so I might as well run the tractor for a while. But if any of you'd be so kind as to say a little something for her, that would be appreciated. And when I find something out, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Like I say, hopefully it's just an ulcer. She's been through a lot of stress at work because her boss is YouTube won't let me use the word that I really want to use. Her boss is a straight up bitch. I want to use a word that begins with a C, but I can't use that one. If I could tell you half the shit her boss has done to her, I could fill an entire video. But anyway, yeah. The only good news I can give you is somehow, some way, the 3-point on the 1600 started working right on its own. For those of you that watched me fixing that thing this winter, you knew that even I got it better, but even when you pull or push the quadrant all the way forward, it still had a little bit of travel left before it hit the stop. Well, about the only two things I did with it, well, I used it twice right after that. Both times it was to move the field cultivator up to the house, or well, once to move it up and once to bring it back when I put the shovels on it. Oh, hey. Apparently the new neighbors have an ankle biter. Anyway, so that's the only thing I did with that. And then it sat down in the barn, and the 3-point settled down. Well, that's no big deal. The only one we have that the 3-point doesn't settle on is a 1950T. But I started using it for Actually, no, because I worked on it after I got all the brush work done, so I don't even remember. I think it pretty much sat until early this spring when I started using it to pick up garbage and whatnot. But I went to use it and the 3-point only came halfway up. I was like, well, this is interesting. So Sunday I pulled the loader off because I wanted to use it to brush hog because I wanted to figure out the 3-point, and I readjusted it up where it belonged, and I brush hogged with it for like 4 hours on Sunday, and now I've got the rotary hoe on it, and the quadrant has its full travel, and it doesn't, cannot explain it, but the 3-point works now. No clue. Like I say, the only thing I did with it right after I put it back together was I moved the field cultivator. So your guess is as good as mine on that one, but anyway, I guess sitting here talking about it ain't gonna get it done, so let's go hoe some corn. Alright, I could run in 5th, but I think I'm gonna run in 4th just to make it a little easier to control. Definitely busting the crust up good. It's not flicking all that grass out, but I can see it's getting some of it out, so some's better than none. But the whole reason this works is the corn is rooted deeper than the weeds, so it can't flick the corn out of the ground, but it can flick those shallow rooted weeds out of the ground, so that's why this works. Dare say we're doing all right though. So the only thing, I really wish I had an IH rotary hoe. I'm not a big fan of the way they did this deer. On the IH ones, every hoe wheel is on its own arm, and on this one you got 2 hoe wheels per arm, and I think an IH gives you more down pressure. But it is what it is. For 125 bucks, I ain't complaining. Well, that didn't go too bad. It may not look like it, but believe it or not, that actually cleaned the field up quite a bit. I mean, obviously you're not going to get shit out like that because it's too deep rooted, but little shit like that, that's out. And that's all screwed up. So it was a little bit of preventative weeding. And apparently there was some corn that was just kind of right up underneath that crust, kind of curled up, because you couldn't see the rows this good when I started. But that guy's uncovered. That guy's uncovered now. Looks like we got some skips in here, if anything in here even germinated. But I was looking through here, that guy's uncovered now. So I think we definitely did some good. This guy's uncovered now. He probably was covered up before. That guy's uncovered now. So I think we did some good, and at least I'm glad to see there's still a little bit of moisture in the ground. But if we don't get some rain here in the next week or so, we're gonna be even just like a 1/4 inch. Because the corn I'm concerned about, but I'm not concerned about. The corn is started, so that's something. The beans, with my drill, I need rain or they're not going to germinate. So the beans right now are on the upside, is warm, so it's not like it's going to get cold, and if it gets a little moisture it's going to rot. So the soil's warm, the beans are just going to sit there and not germinate, but the longer they sit there and not germinate, the longer they're not growing. So it definitely looks like I'm gonna have to be talking to my chem guy here sooner rather than later and get my spray coming. That chickweed. This field, these 2 fields are on the list to get moldboarded this fall, if I don't get them to weed. Because either these 2 fields or that field are going to wheat, one way or the other. Because half of the home farm I want to put to wheat, and then that last field of beans I planted, that's going to go to wheat. So one of these 2 fields is going to get moldboarded this fall. Tell you honestly, this one needs it worse than that one, but it's all just going to depend on how things work out. So, but at least the corn is up. It was making me nervous because it sat there and sat there and sat there, but we're looking pretty decent. Hoeing it, I think, definitely helped. I'm probably, just for the fact of weed control, going to run that over everything. Except the muck. I don't know how well it'd work on the muck. I thought about it, but I also planted kind of shallow there. So if anybody's ever run a rotary hoe on muck, it has any input, let me know. I feel like it would be a good way to get a head start on the weed control down there before I start cultivating it. Because it's so soft down there that thing ought to pop anything out of the ground real easy, but the corn, you don't want it to pop that out of the ground. But I don't know. If anybody's got input on running a rotary hoe on muck ground, let me know. But I'm at least going to run it over the heavy ground. I would go hit another field yet tonight, but I got started kind of late because I was waiting around to get news on my sister. So this will be my field for tonight, and I'm probably going to do some more tomorrow. But I don't know how much video into this I'll do because there's only so many angles you can get running a rotary hoe. So anyway, I guess that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.